Okay, I just clicked OK.
Okay, we are off and running. So, Charles, yeah, man, good to meet you, brother.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, Pat.
I'll tell you
I'm
what,
just getting up to let my dog out here real quick.
what's the dog's name?
Uh, Nelly. We have a we have actually three dogs. We have two Goldens and a yellow lab. So they like to hang out at the pool here. Yeah.
Which of the three dogs is the least work and which is the most work?
One of my Goldens is a lot of work. She's the big swimmer, constantly in the pool. The other two are okay, not too bad.
And you get the sunshine behind you because you're in Florida.
Yeah. Today is a beautiful day. I mean, this time of year, the weather is just like gorgeous here, like in the low 80s, just beautiful sunny skies.
Oh,
So, yeah, it's
man.
nice.
It's very nice out where I am. I'm outside of Seattle, which most of the year I consider just a soggy dumpster fire of a climate. But for a small window of time each year,
Yeah,
we're starting to get into it. So luckily the sun's shining today. It was shining yesterday. I actually brought my rower outside for the row race
nice.
and did that outside. So, I appreciate it when it's not an everyday thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So give me a bit of your fitness background. I wanted to have you on the program because not only do I love just interviewing as many people as I can from Lynchpin, but you know, different people are offended by different things. I don't mean to offend you, but like I'm love to tell the stories of members who are on the older side of the spectrum because you always hear
Yeah,
about people doing CrossFit that are 25, 35, and like, oh, somebody's in their 40s, and you're like, oh wow, like you're still doing burpees and you're 52. And then I hear that I've got some members in their 60s, and I just interviewed a woman um, a couple weeks ago, Kay, who's in her late 60s. She's out there doing squat cleans in New Zealand, and all her friends think she's crazy. And
yeah,
so you're in your mid to late 60s and still just
yeah,
getting after it. So I would love to share your story just to let people know that this is something you can actually do if you do it intelligently for your whole life.
yeah.
So give me a bit of a background. What are you all about? What was your fitness?
Yeah, so we used to live in Virginia, Northern Virginia, outside of DC. And at some point, I think it was 2016, my wife and I became aware of this place near our house. It was a yoga studio slash strength and conditioning place. Just one yoga coach and one strength and fitness coach. They actually were a couple. And so we started doing yoga. They had like a 30-day, $30 deal.
Okay.
So when we were walking into the yoga classes, I used to walk past the fitness classes every day, and I was like, huh, well, it's kind of interesting. And then I found out it was basically CrossFit. They were not affiliated; they were just a independent little studio.
Gotcha.
And so I thought that looked more interesting than the yoga. So I talked to the coach, and I said I'm like mid 50s. I don't know if I can do this. I need to get in shape before I start. He says,
Were
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
doing anything other than yoga at the time?
No, I didn't do anything. I mean,
Okay.
I when I was in my 20s, I was kind of a gym rat, just lifting, uh, early 20s, and did that for a while. And then, kids and jobs and,
Yep.
life happened, and then nothing really for a long time. And I felt like I needed to do something because I just felt like I was losing strength as I was getting into my 50s. And so just decided to sign up for this place. And the first couple of classes were brutal. I mean, just
Yeah.
even the evaluation was brutal. Like hang on a bar for, see how long you can hang on a bar for. It was like 3 seconds. Um,
Pretty eye-opening.
yeah. And I think the first class was like sled pushes, just like were brutal. And but I was hooked immediately, and just kept coming back. And at first it was maybe a couple times a week, and 3 times a week, and 4 times a week, and then I was going like 6 days a week for a good 5 years, um,
Oh, nice.
up
At, at,
until
at
up
this
until
point,
COVID.
at this point in your life, you hadn't been very physically active for a long time. You were starting to get into the yoga. these strength and conditioning classes caught your eye,
Mhm.
you tried them. Were you not physically active at the time? And in hindsight, eating well, or were you not physically active and eating poorly?
Probably both.
Right. One
Probably both.
one goes well with the other.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I try to eat well, but I have a sweet tooth, and
Amen.
I mean, I try to be smart about it, but at least as I've gotten older, I find that I can't eat as much. I mean, I can eat
In general, or eat as much sweets, you mean?
just in general. I
Mm.
mean, nowhere near as much food, and plus, I used to make fun of these old people that would like, they had to go to dinner at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I know why now, because I mean, if I eat like after 7, it's like I can't sleep. It's just like
Hmm.
awful. And so just trying to eat a lot less than I used to. Um,
When you and I share a mutual, I'm right there with you, man, with a sweet tooth. When something sweet and delicious does call to you, what do you enjoy?
oh, ice cream.
Oh, yeah. Any
Yeah,
particular flavor? It doesn't matter.
pretty much anything. Yeah, it's ice cream. That's my weakness right there.
Yeah. Hey, it's not a bad weakness. I'm right there with you. Okay, so you find this gym, you do this, and you said you had some pretty darn good results, right? You said you lost a decent amount of weight too.
Yeah, I think during the first year or so, started losing a few pounds here and there, and then the coach started doing a whole 30 challenge. So I signed up for the whole 30, and actually lost like 30 pounds in that month. And I think that kind of got me over the hump of, getting to a point where I just felt a lot better about myself,
Mm,
and could do things a little better. Burpees weren't quite as hard, box jumps weren't quite as hard,
right.
pull ups, and just really got into it. And plus, it was a really good community.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool. Makes
it
a
was it
huge
was kind of
difference.
a small place, like I said, just one coach, but I think everybody really kind of bonded. Um, and became really good friends. I mean, I'm still friends with some of the guys from there
Oh, that's awesome.
after all these years. Yeah.
So you said that happened for years. Things are going well. You're getting good results. Then kaboom, COVID hits.
Yeah.
What happened then?
So, they closed down, and the coach started experimenting with Zoom classes. So, somewhere along the way, I found a couple of kettlebells, and, um, uh, he was doing mostly some body weight stuff. If you
Mm,
had a dumbbell or a kettlebell, you could incorporate that. So it was impossible to find things at that
right.
time. Found a few kettlebells here and there, a couple of dumbbells, and we were just doing garage workouts via Zoom. He'd be up on the screen, he'd post the workout, and um, did that for probably, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 months,
Mm-hmm.
and then they reopened, with social distancing and all that.
Right.
Unfortunately, they really had lost a lot of members at that point and just couldn't make a go of it, and they ended up closing down. So when they did that, they decided to make all the equipment available to the members first. So it was kind of like a first come, first serve. Whoever shows up, you can buy whatever you want. So
Okay.
I just grabbed as much stuff as I could: some bars, some plates, some dumbbells, kettlebells, and
Did it right for
that
yourself.
yeah, and that kind of started the whole journey. Doing the garage thing.
I was gonna say, so
So
you've got your own gear now, but now how are you figuring out what to do each day?
CrossFit Lynchpin.
Oh, did you know about it at that time?
So at that time, so what we were so a bunch of us guys would do like a Saturday driveway workout. So we
Oh, that's
started getting
cool.
together in somebody's driveway. We do like a you know what's the
Like a relay or an interval or kind of you go, I
yeah,
go,
like
something.
something like that. And then somebody mentioned, hey, I'm on CrossFit Lynchpin. You should check it out. Looks pretty good. So I tried it out and just started following it back then.
And this was
So
around what year do you think? 2020?
I think this is probably around maybe late 2020, early 2021.
Okay.
Um, and I was still working back then, so I was doing whatever I could. I don't think I was doing 6 day a week, 5 day a week. It might have been 4 days a week or something. I don't really remember, but
Hmm.
plus I didn't have a lot of stuff, so I was doing mostly some of the limited equipment workouts. Um,
Good old dumbbells, man.
yeah, yeah, but then just kept gradually buying stuff off Facebook Marketplace. My company was nice enough to offer us like a wellness benefit
Oh
where
yeah.
we could put
Okay.
it towards equipment, gym memberships, anything like
Yeah.
that. So I took advantage of that and just, rogue. I mean, I just ordered everything. I did that for a couple of years and
That's money
until the
well spent. A good home, a good garage gym is money well spent.
yeah. And at this point, I think I have pretty much everything I need. I mean, I even have stuff I don't use that I've just sold because, you know, um, like a battle rope. I never used it. I bought it, never
Mhm.
used it, sold it. Um, so yeah, so right now I'm pretty good shape. Yeah.
And so now you're fully retired, living the dream down there in Florida.
Yes, I am. Yeah. So it's great being able to wake up and, look at the workout of the day and take my time and go do it and without like, "Oh, I got a meeting in 5 minutes and I got to do this and that today." So yeah,
I'm sure. And you said in your email to me that you're still able to meet PRs that you had from your old box, that you do Murph every year, and you're
yeah,
probably in the best shape of your life. That's crazy.
yeah. I had a deadlift PR back in 2018, 2019, like 405. And I think last year I think I did 425. So actually did a little
Holy
better
cow.
than my deadlift. And
So
I could probably
you're about to be 67
yeah,
and
yeah,
you pulled 4 and a quarter last year.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is absolutely phenomenal. Like that's, I mean, quite honestly, you're describing exactly what I want to be. I'm gonna be 50 this year. That's exactly what I want to be at 67. Like no joke.
Yeah, and I think there's times when I think about I really want to focus more on strength. Um, and then I just kind of come back to just following the program. And there's just enough of everything where, I can pretty much maintain. I have no aches and pains. I mean, back when I was
Oh man,
working out
that's
in
the
the
way to be. Pain free. People
yeah,
don't,
back
maybe
yeah,
younger people don't appreciate that.
well, back when I was working out in the box there, I'd always have like a shoulder issue, rotator cuff, a knee nagging. I mean, there was always something that was bothering me, and like a shoulder issue would last for 4 months,
Hmm.
and now I have nothing. I mean, no pain, no nothing.
Man,
I scale when I need when it makes sense.
I'm happy for
Um,
you. And I
so
love you also said, I don't have muscle ups or handstand walk, but who cares?
yeah,
I could not agree with you more. Who cares?
yeah, yeah. Maybe if I started CrossFit when I was in my 20s, but starting in my late 50s, you know, muscle ups. I know some guys my age that can do a muscle up, but I just don't really,
I
I
think
don't really
I
try.
I think you're just fine. So you said that you're currently living in a 55 plus community, right? And so what I want
Yeah,
to know is,
yeah,
are you just the neighborhood psycho that people see doing, deadlifts and back squats and running?
yeah. Well, I work out of my garage, so basically I'm outdoors almost, and yeah, I'm out there doing stuff. I'm like, doing farmers carries down the road with my with my big kettlebell, and I just kind of get some weird looks. Murph, I go running with my vest on, and they look at me like I'm nuts. Um, but
Have you had anybody that's been interested and joins you, or they just look at you like the
no,
crazy person in the zoo?
you know, I, I've we have a couple different Facebook groups, and I've once in a while I put a thing out. Hey, anybody do CrossFit or have any experience interested in working out together? And I get nothing.
Mm.
So, but our community has a huge fitness facility here, and it's always pretty busy. Tons of pickleball, tennis, bocce ball, but also a pretty big gym. And there's a lot of people here that stay pretty fit, but it's kind of more traditional. They're doing machines and some dumbbell curls and
Hmm.
nothing really. I mean, you know, nothing. Some of the stuff like I'm doing every day.
And what have you learned about scaling and modifying workouts? And has that something, because some people grapple with that, like it bothers them. They feel like if they're not doing the workout exactly as it is, that it's not an effective workout. But if you're gonna, I always say, like, if you're gonna be doing this literally for your whole life, which
Hmm.
functional movements make sense, your
Yeah,
whole life,
yeah.
intensity relative to your ability, but AKA working hard, getting outside your comfort zone, stressing the system appropriately, that's going to serve you well also. But if you're going to do this your whole life, you're probably going to have to embrace scaling at one point in time. What's your scaling journey been like, or was it just never a big deal to you?
Um, I mean, typically I'll try to do the RX workout every day. Um, if it's something involving like rope climbs, muscle ups, handstand walks, stuff like that, I'll do the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if it's super heavy, clean and jerks or something, I might drop those weights back a little bit. Um, I mean, I try to push myself. I mean, I'll scale it, but um, I'll try to do the prescribed, workout. If I have to cut back on the weight a little bit, I will. But I like to try to push it a little bit
Makes sense.
and try to do it. And I mean, typically I'll scale if I don't have that kind of equipment, like the rope. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have a rope climb. Obviously, I don't have a 20-foot ceiling to hang it from. Um, but no, I try to push it as much as I can.
And what have
And
you found? I'm sorry, go ahead.
no,
What have you found for how many days a week are you training? And then what have you found for how many days a week can you push it? How many days a week do you need to hold back to kind of manage that intensity and recovery?
I'm doing 5 days.
Okay.
So I'll do, take off Thursdays and Sundays. Uh, Pretty much try to follow the workout pretty religiously. Um, if I do, I mean, honestly, I feel like I hate rest days because uh, but if I'm missing a day, if I miss a day or something, I'll make it up.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can't work out on a Tuesday, for example, I'll just kind of shift everything a day and try to get everything in. Um, but no, I mean, minimum 5 days. Uh, and even though, I hate the rest days, I think it's still good for me
Probably.
because I mean, like I said, right now I have no physical issues. Knees don't hurt, shoulders don't hurt, everything's fine. So something is working.
That's
So I'm not going to try to push it too hard. And
And what would be your advice or recommendation? My goal is, or my hope is that people see this video and they send it to somebody that maybe thought, "Ah, I can't start that stuff. I'm in my mid 50s, or I can't do that. I'm 61 years old or whatnot." And so seeing somebody like yourself doing it and you by your own admission, get into this whole physical culture a bit later in
mhm,
life. You didn't start when you were 31
yeah,
years old. What would be your advice, recommendations, or lessons learned to somebody looking to get into this a little bit later in life?
I mean, I think one of the nice things about this type of training is that you can scale it infinitely. You can reduce the weights. You can, jump on a shorter box. I mean, there's
Mm,
so many ways, and I see a lot of videos of like classes with seniors, 70s, 80s, and they're doing some kind of workout. They're not doing exactly the way somebody younger might do it, but they're doing something. They're just moving,
right.
and yeah, I mean, and I was the same way. Back when I first started, I thought I had to get in shape before I start working out. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people think that, and if you just start doing something.
Just
And if
move.
just move, and if you have a coach that can help you, kind of observe and make sure you're doing things the right way and not hurting yourself. I mean, you'll get stronger, and it's going to get easier, and you can then, back off a little bit on the scaling maybe, but just do something. Yeah, that's. I mean, I try to do something every day, even if I'm not, even if it's a rest day. I'll do a Peloton ride or go for a walk or
Nice.
something, or do something like that.
Enjoy that sunshine.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Man, Charles, I appreciate you, brother. Your story, I've said this before, it fires me up more than, you know, okay,
Yeah,
somebody who's 25 years old and clean and jerked 400 pounds. That's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, that's cool.
yeah,
But you're supposed to be a beast at 25. I mean, pulling a 425-pound deadlift at 66, that doesn't happen by accident. That means you've been putting in the work and you've chosen
yeah,
a different path than most people have chosen. That's really cool to me.
yeah. And I intend to keep doing this. I mean, forever. As long as I can. Um,
We'll
you
be
know,
right there with you, my friend.
I probably won't be deadlifting that much, but I'll be doing
But you'll still be
something.
deadlifting.
I'll be doing something. Yeah,
Amen to that, man. Charles,
yeah,
again, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for being
yeah.
one of
Thanks,
the
Pat.
people that make Lynchpin super cool. I really, this warmed my heart, this interview.
Well, it was really nice to meet you.
Uh,
You're doing a great job, and I will mention that
yeah.
I have jumped around a little bit and tried other programs. Last year, I tried a bunch of them, and I just kept coming back just because. Um, I mean, some of them were just too much of the old strength and the metcon every day, and just kind of just wore me out.
Mm-hmm.
And the combination of the programming and the platform too. I mean, I think it's unbeatable, and I mean, even if I was doing another workout on another program, I would record the same thing in Blackboard or
Yeah.
be on the whiteboard
Yeah. BTWB.
because
Yeah.
it's
100%. 100%.
so yeah. I mean, it's like I said, I have jumped around a little bit, but I keep coming back. So
I love hearing those stories and they cross my path and I don't shy away from them because I'm a human being too. Like people, if you're doing something for weeks, months, and then it turns into years, there's people that look somewhere else like, oh, I'm gonna dip my toe in that water for a bit. Like, yeah, that's human nature. I get that, but it makes me so cool, like how many people actually come back. Like it's a very, very common story. I even did like a series of interviews called Confessions of a Program Hopper.
yeah, I listened to
People were
some of
like,
those.
man, I did it, tried it, I don't know, did something else, tweaked my back, did something else, it wore me out, did
Yeah,
something else, the
exactly.
community wasn't there. Like, so I love, it's just
Yeah,
like it just reinforces that like we're gonna keep doing what we're doing because people like it and they're benefiting from it.
yeah, yeah.
So that's what we're doing. Hey,
Right.
if you find yourself in the greater Seattle area, let me know and I'll let you know if I find myself in your neck of the woods.
All right. All right. Thanks, Pat.
Take it
Okay.
easy.
Okay. You too. Bye.